Hi, I'm Jade, I'm a dietitian and I'm here to give you some healthy lunchbox ideas for a 12-month-old. At 12 months of age, ideally we want your little toddler to be having healthy family foods from the 5 food groups, a nice variety, but there's nothing special about the foods that we want to be including in a lunchbox. They're the same healthy foods we want older children to be having. What is important is that you're making it safe and manageable for your 12-month-old because they're still learning how to eat. What I've got here today, I've prepared 2 little lunch boxes. These are just some ideas that I had in my fridge, so a lot of the stuff is in season and also accommodates for the hotter weather that we've been having. But to make a really healthy lunchbox, we want to have something that is iron rich, which is often paired with a high protein food. So in here I've got some egg that is like a little zucchini quiche. You could also just have some a hard boiled egg cut up into little pieces. You could have some shredded meat. So I've got some shredded chicken that's nice and thin. You could also do nice shredded beef. Or leftovers makes a really good meal with some minced meat and some pasta at the bottom. The next thing you want to have is an energy source to give your toddler lots and lots of energy, and this normally comes from our grains and cereals group. Here I've got some wholemeal bread, a multigrain bread, and this can be made into little mini sandwiches. If your toddler hasn't had a lot of practice with bread, it might be easier to include something slightly toasted as it's a little bit more manageable, and then work your way up to mini sandwiches. I've also got some thin rice cakes and some pasta at the bottom here, but you could also include things like rice and quinoa and couscous. We then want to colour it with lots of different fruits and vegetables, ideally 2 to 3 different colours. Here I've got some grapes, but to make that manageable for a 12-month-old, I've cut them in half in long ways. Some nice, really thin slices of cucumber and capsicum, and also some cherry tomatoes and avocado, and a bit of banana there as well. The next thing you want to include is a dairy sauce. I have here a plain Greek natural yogurt, and I've just added a little bit of apple puree on top of there, which you don't have to do. I've also got some mini sandwiches with some cheese in them, a nice thin slice there for them to manage. There's some cheese in that little zucchini slice. And don't forget, at 12 months of age, your toddler can now transition straight to full fat cow's milk as well. So you could include that instead of infant formula. And don't be afraid if things come back uneaten. What's important is that you're just offering and re-offering a lot of different variety, as toddlers are still learning to accept new foods.